Here are 50 tips and tricks of Phantom Forces that you'll probably find helpful, I think. So let's get started, shall we? Since there's two categories with the same lasers, pre-buying a laser in one category will also unlock it in the other one. Turning up your field of view in the settings literally just allows you to see more with no fucking downsides. When playing hardpoint, you can tell how many enemies are camping on the point, since you get 1 point every second per player. For instance, if they get 3 points a second, that means there's 3 people on the point. Since the QuietKidAndHisAK site is arguably the best site in the game, a lot of people will want to use it, although it requires quite the amount of kills to unlock. Luckily, the Delta site, which is unlocked at only 60 kills, is statistically only a bit worse than the QuietKidAndHisAK site, so you can use the Delta site whilst grinding for QuietKidAndHisAK. It's common knowledge that the muzzle brake reduces vertical recoil and that the compensator reduces horizontal recoil, although a lot of the time the compensator will be a lot better than the muzzle brake, since horizontal recoil is a shitload harder to control than vertical recoil. Literally every bolt action sniper in the entire game becomes better with the remove stock, because they get quicker aiming and walking speed with literally no downsides. The two best lasers in the game are the blue laser and the green laser. The green laser reduces your recoil when hip firing, and the blue laser reduces the kick of your gun, aka how much it will shoot up into the air after the first shot. The best working suppressor on a sniper is the ARS suppressor, because it has the least amount of downsides whilst still being able to keep you hidden on the radar. The long barrel is a direct upgrade on every shotgun in the game because they get better bullet spread. Weapons that are 4-shot no matter what, like the SCAR L or the G36, benefit so fucking much from armor piercing because they get no downsides and just more penetration. Weapons that do 36 or more damage can use 223 Remington or special ammo and still be able to kill with only 3 bullets. Don't ever go up into the crane unless you want to die. Weapons that deal 42 or more damage can with hollow point deal 50 damage per shot. The short barrel combined with 416 Barrett is better than the long barrel on the 50 cals because you get way better aiming speed. If you don't like killing with melees, you can still use the bare fists just to move quicker because of the amazing movement speed. The NTW-20 is technically the best gun for trickshotting in the game if you use the one-shot conversion. In the settings, you can remove ragdolls so that people can't hide in dead bodies. In the settings, you can also make it permanently day so you can actually see what the fuck you're doing. A lot of the weapons that can switch to burst mode will have less recoil and higher fire rates. The 3 best grips in the game are the folding grip, which is just a better blue laser, the stubby grip, which reduces overall recoil, and the skeleton grip, which makes you aim faster. If you actively want to become worse at the game, just use the HG21. Most snipers in CQC can one-shot to the torso, making it easier to use in CQC. Since every floor you run on makes a different sound based on the material, you can use this to further locate your enemies by listening to the sound of what they're running on. Literally every revolver in the game becomes better with the long barrel. Subscribing to my channel allows you to watch more of my tips and support me. Sorry for promoting my channel. Sliding off a tall building and then pressing shift whenever you hit the ground makes you go insanely fucking fast. You can in fact sell the skin of your gun and still keep it on the gun. This is true for melees too, as long as you don't unequip the skin. When sniping out of a window, don't peek out through the entire window, stay back a bit and then look out because otherwise everyone else will see you. Constantly using new guns will give you more XP than usual, as unlocking one attachment gives you 200 XP. Flare Domination is technically the best game mode for XP grinding, since there are 3 positions to capture and each gives you 400 points minimum. Throwing a grenade while super jumping will make it go a shitload longer. Extended mags are basically just a direct upgrade for every gun except snipers. Roblox will keep your frames per second at 60 max, but you can get an FPS unlocker online so you can go above the 60 frames per second, and yes, this is allowed, it just makes your game run smoother. Other players cannot see the light of your flashlight or your lasers, and no, you can't turn them off. If you want to pre-buy something, always test it first in the test place, as whatever you do in the test place will not save. If you inspect your gun and shoot it, the bullet will actually go off into the same direction as the barrel, which is very useful for hitting cool clips. The footsteps of your enemies are a lot louder than your teammates. This is really good, because if you hear someone walking, you should be able to know whether or not they are an enemy. Voting Mirage instantly makes you a bad player. You shouldn't unnecessarily destroy see-through structures like glass, because they actually block players from being able to spot you by pressing E. Don't ever trust these stats down here, they are never correct, never! I don't know why, but for some reason it's possible to vault on completely vertical objects such as a tree or a wall. If you're defending a position and an enemy comes, let them cap to the position and then kill them, because now you can cap the point again, thereby gaining more points. LMGs will statistically give you more XP when you use them because of all the times you're going to suppress an enemy. The BFG 50 with wildcat ammunition and the long barrel is technically the most accurate gun in the entire game. If you can't switch fire mode on a gun that clearly should be able to switch fire modes, it's because you're standing on another gun that you can pick up, which is the same button as the one for switching fire modes. Just walk away and everything will work again. The Global Offensive Scope and the Sagittarius x40 scope are both shit, because they make your aiming speed worse, and that is the last thing you want on a sniper. DCL-120 and the AMT Terminator will both reduce the recoil of your gun, although the AMT Terminator is a lot better because DCL-120 will reduce your aiming speed. Try and get used to higher recoil guns. This is because the best guns in the game are also the ones with some of the highest recoil, alright? The more recoil, the more power. If you climb up a ladder sideways, you can actually see what's going on around you while climbing, in comparison to facing the front of the ladder, which makes you stare into a wall, thereby making you blind. And at last, get a friend to play the game with. The game becomes a lot more fun if you have someone to play with.